No, bad cat. Bad cat.
Tell me.
Okay,
Nope,
no.
heard of that.
Nope. Okay, all right, turn it off. I don't want a reason to get copyright strike.
You're not gonna get.
You're banned.
They can't
Yeah.
hear
Well,
that.
no, they Twitter banned that one image for something in the background apparently.
Oh my! Well, you've got plenty of things in the background.
No, background
No,
of your video.
He's actually right.
You've got plenty of things in the background.
That don't matter anymore.
YouTube has gotten super anal with
honey-
that sort of
The
stuff
honey
now.
bears are gonna sue you.
Oh, I don't care about them. They can suck more pull.
They
Like
probably do.
they've gotten so anal about that.
Oh,
right
we lost
now
our
that
only one.
even
Ah,
what you call it, a podcast that I listen to, they got struck without putting like
Okay,
their fancy
let's-
watermark on there.
well,
And the gas is
They're also way more unforgiving with live streams than they are videos.
how many followers do they have? They have to have hundreds,
Yeah,
thousands.
they do, and they still get hit with copyright
Well, that's the
strike.
thing. I think the more on the map you are, the easier the higher you are. We're so like obscure and unknown.
I've been catching up with them lately. Their recent episode involved a certain streamer stealing a trans person's content and then streaming it on Twitch without
nice.
adding any like commentary to it, and the person then made a video talking about
I
it.
like how Rod Stewart is the
Okay.
like Wolf's
like a-
icon, and then Rod Stewart is most prominently viewed.
It's like an album cover.
Yeah, Wolf and Rod together at last.
Totally,
We
we're
got
totally
Even though Wolf has no idea who Rod Stewart
yeah.
is.
So me, I don't know who Ron Stewart is. See, when you said Stewart, I immediately thought of the comedian that used to be on Comedy Central. Is that bad?
So now we're gonna do everything that these other YouTubers do for hype. Is say something that's going to happen in the podcast, and it's totally going to be underscore what everyone's expectations is going to be. So anyway, let's start this formally. So, hello, welcome to the Zooming Who's podcast, and once again, I'm your host Dustin Husky
I'm Kurt Sarpus.
with guest
Wolf. I'm a dog. I go bark, bark.
Bark. I'm
Bark.
also a dog. And this is episode number 65, which is not nice. It's 4 away from being really nice. But now we can say we did something for a whole year. This podcast, 1 year. Holy cow. Holy cow. I am so going to get a nice fuzz out of Bumbu.
Very good rum.
Very good rum, which is the only kind of rum that I actually
Care of Wolf.
seem to enjoy, because any kind of rum just gives me a headache.
There's your can. Yeah, so shout out to Mavi for introducing it to me. I will be seeing you in 2 weeks, actually.
And where are you going?
I am going to Denver.
Oh,
The
and
first-
where's Denver?
In Denver, Colorado.
Oh, good.
It will be the first convention that I've been to since the whole coronavirus thing impacted America and basically told us we couldn't do anything fun anymore.
God, it's like anniversaries all over the place.
Well, no, the thing is it's already been over a year since the last convention. MFF is actually happening. Like, it's confirmed now.
There's
So
a
they're not gonna.
MFF?
According to their Twitter account, yes.
We'll see.
So they're not going to back out.
As far as we're
I
aware.
don't trust this enough.
You gotta get a separate table.
Yeah, because, oh god, this is my only laptop, and I don't want to have stuff get dumped on it.
This can is empty.
Sort of. I'm gonna
So,
finish the rest of it.
I can just move your can onto this table for now, because mine's already empty.
Yeah, we definitely need like a drinks table, because we are.
Drinkers.
Not,
Drinks table for drinkers.
not critical drinkers,
Nope.
just drinkers.
Where's that can? Because I'm gonna at least finish it.
It's right here.
Okay, cool. All right. Oh, hey, Curdan, can you please get the door for me?
There's the door. He's the bouncer to the
He
podcast.
is very much bouncing
We could
cat.
probably scoot in closer.
Actually, yeah.
Now that we
could.
have like this table
Cat
right
is
here.
totally like towards sort of.
Push the laptop back.
Oh, like on an angle.
No, just push it back away from us.
That works.
There.
All right. Well, so this has been an interesting year from this point.
You're out of frame entirely.
You know what? Screw it. It's going to happen anyway. It's either we all bunch in together or we don't. So.
Shoving buddies.
Oh,
It's all just him now.
Oh no.
he's
I don't
actually
like
the
being the
host.
center of attention.
You...
No.
So, I'm going to start this podcast by saying something incredibly weird today, and I can only fathom what was going on. I decided to take a break in my bus
Oh?
on the side of the road.
What kind of break?
Oh, just a 10-minute break. And I am now watching and amazingly, all South County of Milwaukee. Like, didn't go anywhere else. Just one whole, one maybe 15 by 15 miles square all day, been in the same spot, which, you know what? I'm not complaining because it's incredibly rare for me to even do that. But there I am, sitting on the side of the road. And then there goes another person pulling over right in front of me.
Uh-oh.
Right in front of a driveway because I'm in a suburb. And some dude walks out of a house with a pair of sneakers and a sneaker box, walks over to the car. Some guy gets out of the car, and now they're inspecting sneakers. Okay?
What?
So, I'm not sure what's going on. Is this some weird way to transport drugs? Actually, no. These guys are sneakerheads.
That would have been my guess.
This dude smelled what looks like to be Michael Jordan's or like Air Jordans. This man shoved his whole face in a shoe, each one of them, inspected them with great detail.
Uh-huh.
Like he is like looking at an ancient Egyptian artifact.
Oh my.
Then he looked at the box and then he was totally disappointed because after that the deal went south and the guy actually took his shoes, his box, and then walked away.
These aren't Nikes.
So I just watched the shoe deal go sideways because what was in the box turned off the other guy so much he didn't buy the other shoes that he had his whole face directly inside.
He wanted them Space Jams
Or something.
shoot. By the way, I heard that movie didn't do so well.
Space
Oh,
Jam.
it's
Yeah, Space Jam 2.
Yeah,
And, like everybody was like saying, yeah, we need a better basketball player. Michael Jordan was the best.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
can't replace Michael Jordan.
You can't.
Hey there, Alpha. How are you doing? Yeah, so I just shared a story of the weirdest thing I have seen. And I see a lot of weird things in Milwaukee lately, but that has been by far from the past week, seeing a shoe deal,
I
a
saw
tennis shoe deal go sideways.
I saw my first Coke deal.
I've seen a few of those, but I don't
Oh,
talk about
Oh,
those.
like the funny thing is this happened in Bayshore a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
So what happened was I'm out hanging out at the mall area with some friends of mine, and we stopped at the Five Guys there.
Yeah.
And right across the street, there's this white van with a Wile E. Coyote decal on the side.
okay.
So
all right.
for anybody who's like out there listening to this and is possibly looking to bust a couple of drug dealers, there you go. I just gave you a free decal description of what kind of car to look out for. So this guy is pulling up to the side, like the back of the van. The van pops open. There's a guy with a mask on. He's like asking the dude what he wants. Tells him what he wants. Exchange cash for this white white powdery substance. And I'm like, he's got the nose candy. Cool.
He's got himself some baby powder. Some very highly illegal, potent baby powder.
Powdered sugar.
I've seen
some really powerful powdered sugar.
that is maybe the most like clandestine drug deal is the one like that. All the ones I see in my bus people do it right in front of me.
Well,
Because they say, hey, this man a bus driver, he don't give a fuck. And then I just like, yeah, I don't give no fucks.
so I'm thinking the whole reason he had that decal was so that way anybody looking for their product knew what to look out for. Because everything that I saw in this bus before seeing that is like, okay, well, that's pretty bizarre. A white van with no windows.
I want that Wile E. Coyote product. I want to chase after Roadrunners.
Just look out for the coyote van, man.
Beep, beep.
He's just like, oh, I feel like I could just chase a bunch of Roadrunners right now.
I need a catalog to Acme products. But for real though, I've seen people just do drug deals on the spot, on the corner, anywhere in broad daylight. Like some dudes like, oh yeah, they'll do like the handshake and whatnot, and they'll do like the hand slap. And cleverly, they've actually exchanged money and drugs in the handshake. I was impressed. I was genuinely impressed. Right, to take a second thought of, oh wow, and I'm sure one of them looked at me and was like, hey, this guy.
So it's like the reverse of pickpocketing.
Yeah.
Reverse.
Except like one guy had the cash in one hand, one had the drugs. They were doing like this fish slap thing with their hands, like kind of like a social greeting. And you know what? Drugs and money was exchanged before your very eyes, without you realizing what the hell was going on.
Like a magic act. Now you see it. Now you don't.
Sleight of hand.
Ha! Funny.
I've seen a lot of drug deals with women, and I've seen a lot of them just literally tuck, like, out from their breast or from their bra is a sweaty wad of cash, to which then now their now sweaty drugs will go into said area of bosom. And this was when, like, Milwaukee was scorching at 90-degree weather, which, hey there, Taco. Good to see you, Taco.
Taco. Like the taco we know?
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
The cat.
Yeah. I haven't seen them in ages.
I miss them. I miss them a lot. But like the drug deals around Milwaukee get interesting. But I've never thought I'd ever actually get to see a tennis shoe deal, a sports shoe deal that went nowhere. And it was glorious because the man was totally enthralled with these two shoes already exposed that must have been like Air Jordans. So he's like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, this is actually legit. All right, let me open up the box. Oh, what the hell is this shit? What's that? Yeah, that's about right.
That's from a video game.
But yeah, if you live in a major city, you will more likely see and witness a drug deal.
Yeah, not me.
And they will come in all varieties of absolutely mundane or absolutely fabulous. Or they'll just involving some dude wanting to buy a pair of shoes. And decided not to buy a pair of shoes. And then the seller was like, no, fuck you, man. And then walked away.
They don't smell like Nike Pros.
These shoes haven't been worn.
No deal.
No deal. But
yeah, I actually
like you for example have seen a drug deal at your job once.
My supervisor.
What? Yeah.
My supervisor, her weed dealer made the delivery to our store.
Boy.
Went
to our
into
back
the building,
room.
just waltzed right
Just
in.
stood right at the back room, and he's like, yeah, like a little brown lunch bag.
Did it have a smiley face on it?
No, just a brown lunch bag. Like, here's your lunch.
Imagine if
Wait, she already had her. Oh,
imagine if it were like an Amazon delivery person. We ship everything for A to Z and always with a smile.
and then above the smile is a white line on the upper lip. Oh my god! The Amazon smile does drugs.
We actually had a bunch of narc dogs go through our building recently.
Really?
Yeah, apparently somebody's been using MK5 as a front to deal out marijuana. Didn't know that, but I mean, I don't rule it out either. They're opening a new building now.
Amazon?
Yeah.
So where they're going to open now?
So the building I work at is MK5. And
That's
the way how it
Creek?
No.
That's in Racine.
Yeah, so the way it works is they name it based on the nearest like international airport. So in their case, it would be Milwaukee, not for some reason O'Hare. I don't quite get that either.
No, Mitchell is an international airport.
Well, yeah, I know. I just thought that, given the fact that it's in Kenosha, I thought that it was closer to the O'Hare airport than it was to Milwaukee. But beside the point, Waukegan's getting a new building, and a lot of our people are leaving to go to the Waukegan building because a lot of them are from Illinois.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's much like in Kenosha. Wait, so there's one in Kenosha, there's one in Racine. I know there's one in Sussex.
See, there is an Amazon facility there, but they're specifically doing deliveries. We're sortation.
That's where Briggs works.
No, he works, I think, distribution.
I know that he's at a fulfillment plant.
Yeah, fulfillment, and then next door to his building is my building, which is the one.
So actually, you both work in Racine.
Kenosha.
Oh, it's in Kenosha.
Yeah, it's in Kenosha. His is MKE1 and I'm MKE5.
There is one Amazon place in the county. There is definitely one. It is in Oak Creek.
Yeah, that's MKE2.
Okay.
It's down on Ryan Road, actually.
Because I drive by all the time by that place with my
That's the one I almost worked at.
Really?
Yeah.
And they're still giving you administrative work.
Yeah. I'm still
through mail.
I hear it's a good place. I heard a lot of people transferred to that one as well.
Although
I'm surprised you don't work at that one. Isn't closer to you?
So they're both relatively the same distance, and I kind of like the people that I work with over at my building. So I decided, you know what, as tempting as it may be, I would rather not start off with a clean slate over again. So I'll stick to where I'm currently working.
I get that.
Which has been really terrible the last 2 days. Oh, the guy that runs my workstation runs it like a madman. He had us once take a pallet with just 2 packages on it and said, all right, take this out to the pallet. And he's like, you don't want us to go to the trucks to see if there's more stuff for us to grab before taking this out? He's like, no. And I'm like, that's a waste of energy. I'm not taking 2 boxes out to the floor. I'm going to wait till we can actually build a pallet at least waist high before thinking about taking it out. But yeah, so right now it currently stands, I'm just trying to get my last 10 minutes worth of PTO so I can actually take time off for the convention I'm going to in 2 weeks.
Cool.
That is pretty cool.
It'll be the farthest west I have traveled if you exclude my connecting flight to Vegas. Because I don't count Vegas. Because I never left the airport.
I mean, you still visited.
Yeah, but I don't count
That's like me and my visit in Detroit. I don't want to say I've been to Detroit, but I've been to Detroit.
See, though, but I don't count it because it was just for a connecting flight.
You still visited.
But I never passed the airport. All I saw was the desert, and I'm like, oh, so this is what a desert looks like.
So you grazed it. It was like a grazing.
Yeah, then we had an air marshal on our flight, and I remember how weird that was. I didn't even know he was on our flight until somebody approached me and said, yo, what was that about? I'm like, what do you mean? There's a guy just escorted off your plane with handcuffs on. I was like, what? What do you mean?
Before you took flight, I'm hoping.
No, this is after we landed in Mitchell.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because our plane that had just landed was going to be used for another flight, and the guy approached me as I was listening to music, texting my folks saying, hey, I'm back. I'm ready to be picked up. Then telling me, he's like, yeah, no, I think somebody had a warrant or something, and they brought him back because they had to go serve whatever dues they needed in Milwaukee.
Oh.
That was interesting.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I've never had anything that interesting on a flight. Almost being augured into the ground somewhere in the lower part of Michigan that one time. But
Wait,
beyond that,
what?
yeah, we took a southwest flight out of Mitchell.
Southwest? You mean Suck West?
Suck west. There we go.
I'll be taking a Suck West flight.
Will there be suck?
There will be lots of suck.
Yeah, we took a suck west flight out of Mitchell, and seeing a man crawl over the wing, repairing any fuel lines that somehow leaked prior to takeoff, which at that point we should have been transferred to another flight, but South Suck was like, you know what? No. We've wasted enough of these people's times, which is about like literally inhaling jet fuel inside the plane for 90 minutes is the best kind of high you could probably get, because I believe that's JP8.
It could be worse. You could be on Spirit Air.
I've never been on Spirit Air.
Spirit Air is notoriously bad.
I know.
Take everything that you know about all the other airliner flights that have their woes and grievances, put it all into that one airliner, like putting it all into one airliner company. That's Spirit Air, and that's just barely grazing the surface of everything that is wrong with Spirit Air.
I take it a bag of peanuts costs you $25.
I don't know about that, but and know that the appeal is that they're very cheap flights, but the problem is that they're not the best quality.
It's you're paying yourself to get pissed off.
Yeah, it's like how do I say it without it being?
You want to save money, but you're gonna get pissed off. Fly Spirit or South Suck, which I'm totally surprised. Wait, Southwest is still operating.
Yeah, they're still operating.
Oh, I thought they've been out of business a long time.
No, I think Midwest is the one that's no longer operating.
Oh, wait, sorry. It was a Midwest, so it was a Midwest flight that I was on that we almost augured into the ground in Michigan.
Yikes.
There's a reason why they're not operating, because I knew the flight that I was on, the company no longer exists for many, many reasons.
Yeah, didn't it merge with like Frontier?
Yeah, and they got a lot of their airframes, which terrify me, because a lot of these planes should never be flying. So it turns out I'm on a wing seat. I'm watching this dude repair fuel lines on the right engine, which apparently leaked fuel into the cabin, which they never really addressed. So the whole flight smelled like jet fuel. And the guy didn't fasten the accessory maintenance plate, the panel that he removed. Instead of riveting it on like a normal person, he used duct tape. Oh. And that was enough to keep it on for 30 minutes. Then as soon as we were over, I would say Kalamazoo, could have been a good resting place. I don't know. I noticed that the pressure of the atmosphere had somehow, I don't know how, sucked the panel into the wing of the plane and then blew it the fuck out. Now we definitely smell jet fuel again, and the plane literally kind of did this. And all you can hear from the pilots.
Oh, that's not good.
Turning around. Detroit. Thank you. And then all this is like we're dropping in altitude and we're like flying like a pointy bitch in the sky.
Yep.
And
I don't know why it doesn't save anymore.
We arrived in Detroit.
Which is an achievement in itself.
Which I never wanted to think about traveling to Detroit, but I did. And then stood 9 hours in Detroit waiting for a flight to then take me to Toronto, which then would take me to Paris. That was
I want to go to
Paris. That was very, very long. Oh, Paris is good.
So when you mentioned that guy on the plane that was fixing the panel,
yeah,
you know what it made me think of? Twilight Zone.
Yes.
Terror,
very much of
Terror at 20,000 feet, starring who? Who's the guy that saw the guy in the plane?
That would be William Shatner.
Yes, it was.
Detroit has that fancy fun light tunnel.
Is that when
They
you,
have a sex tunnel.
Wait, is that when you leave the terminal or as you approach the terminal?
What?
The light tunnel.
I don't know, but Milwaukee has some nice light tunnels and they're pretty cool.
Man, the only
Except when you're like exhausted.
Oh
and
god.
to sleep, and then when you enter it at 3 a.m. and
You're like this?
3 a.m. in the morning, and then all of a sudden, like, oh,
You're like, it's like that Thomas Sanders vine when you get a text message and then late at night you open your phone and it's so bright you're like, ah! You're like a vampire for like a few hours. Oh, that's not gonna be fun when I leave.
Nope.
Because I decided to take an earlier flight.
I would not mind going to MCFC, although that's Novi, Michigan, but it would be fun. I would definitely love to visit Detroit for its automotive museums. At least most of Michigan, some of Michigan, some of Indiana, which they have that South Bend Studebaker Museum. I definitely want to go to the Dearborn Museum for Ford. I don't know if I think GM has its own museum, but they sold off a lot of their cars that they didn't think was worth keeping.
Oh, really?
So they sold them off to people that ended up actually making a museum of their own. So,
way to go, General Motors.
So Detroit would be fun, but I'd only go to really see museums, which actually I'm always a museum kind of guy. So if I'm visiting somewhere, it's to look at your museums, look at your food, and then nothing else.
Actually,
Unless you're like, a nice city skyline like Indianapolis or Chicago. What is Kat looking for?
for some reason my phone doesn't save the Wi-Fi password.
Oh, I thought that was something else.
What did you think it was?
I thought it was a red rocket.
No. That's a clone trooper.
I thought it was a red rocket, like someone's grasping a red rocket.
No, it was a clone trooper.
Let's see the red rocket. Let's see the red rocket.
Do you have the Wi-Fi password?
I just looked for it. I can't. I must have deleted it off my phone.
Yeah.
Did.
Wait, hold on. Let me look through my notes. So I have been to Canada a few times.
It has like weird, like,
and
stuff in it.
I still have this dollar, which makes me happy to this day. A man told me on my bus, I'm going to make you smile. No, I'm going to make you laugh. And he just did this to me. And it's like, oh my God, I want that.
Is Canada open now? Like, can people from the United States actually visit Canada?
I actually don't know.
Because I know that for a longest time, like, Kerfluffle is actually doing events now. And I want to go, but Canada. Borders, as far as I'm aware, are still closed.
Yeah, I really don't know what they're going to plan on doing.
See, I've only been to Canada once, and it was for that fur meet up there, which currently sits as the biggest meet I've ever been to.
Oh, here it is. Here's the password.
Thanks. I'm actually going to take a photo of that
Me
if you don't
too.
mind.
They're still closed. I wouldn't be surprised because there's a lot of countries that are still closed for travel, at least, outside of their respective continents.
Open the country.
Although Canada has closed us from the rest of North America.
No, Mexico's open. You can travel to Mexico.
Okay.
I only know that because Kurt is actually planning on going somewhere soon.
Who's Kurt?
Kurt Wuff, the Made for You fursuiter from Mexico.
Oh, hey! Hey, Niles. Thanks for showing up on our very special day of very, very strange podcast of much strangeness and So I appreciate that. Thanks for tuning in to us. If you got any questions for us, please let us know. Be question masters for us, and we'll answer stuff.
You should change the title of the name from Anniversary to Anniversary.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, because we're furries.
There we go.
See? There you go.
I can still change the title. The title background, it's already been done. This is some really smooth rum.
I know.
And I don't normally like rum because it gives me either a headache or I can't stomach it. But that is one rum that I absolutely enjoy.
Boom Boo Rum, in case anybody's wondering, it's nutmeg-based rum. It tastes like vanilla.
Isn't there a whiskey you also brought here at one point that also tasted really good? Because I'm not a fan of whiskey so much.
I don't.
But there was one whiskey that you did that you brought with you.
I brought whiskey. I don't remember bringing whiskey.
You did.
Like last fall or something like that.
It's been a while.
Or was it? Was it?
I know
New
you
Year's
bought
Eve?
blue thing.
No, I brought UV Blue,
Oh yeah, that's right.
which is the only vodka I'll really take because everything else tastes terrible to me.
So Niall's favorite rum is Sailor Jerry. Has anyone had Sailor Jerry?
Nope.
I didn't even know it exists, but you know what? That sounds really nice. We'd have to check out a liquor store to see if they maybe carry it.
My limited alcohol experience has been Boom Boo Rum, any Bacardi-based spiced rum, Captain Morgan's, 2 types of Johnny Walker whiskey scotch, which were the Game of Thrones editions, and Malort.
I don't know how you're able to do that one.
Oh, I still have the bottle. I keep it around for first timers because I'm that person. I want to get their eggnog flavor because they have eggnog now.
Okay, I would not mind trying that one.
Let's have some Malort eggnog for Christmas.
Oh, it's Malort. Oh no, I thought it was like eggnog.
No,
rum.
no.
Oh no, I forget what I said.
Take it back.
Oh, no. But you can say you are a rum person.
Yes.
Okay.
So much so
A
that my
rum
sister,
person.
yes, my sister calls me the pirate
That should be art.
because I literally have nothing but rum in my alcohol cabinet.
Yeah, actually, okay, so I just like beer because I'm more likely a beer hoosk. I do like my wine, but I like Riesling or Zinfandel.
Zinfandel.
But the one new, okay, I'm getting back into vodka, which I've decided to go over the hump and just drink vodka again. And now I have begun to drink gin. Except gin and tonic, because yes, on itself, small amounts of gin just taste great. Lots of gin tastes but this one's actually not so bad. The Seagram's gin, actually kind of like better than. Hold on, let's see. I'm gonna go grab this bottle, which I'm supposed to give out to someone who'd rather appreciate it more. I bought this thinking it might be high quality gin, and it certainly is.
That reminds me, I've been rewatching a bunch of Japanese anime shows
Oh yeah?
with a character by a similar name, but it's pronounced Gin.
Oh, gin.
Yeah, I'm not going to try and pronounce the Japanese version of it, but let's see if I can find the English translation while
But
you do that.
Bombay Sapphire. It's actually not that bad, but I hate the vapor infused part of gin. Like, okay, hold on. I'm gonna open this. It's not so bad. Yeah, I actually like this. It's not so bad. It is a bit vapor infused, but it's not overpowering. And I typically ignore the smell by shooting it as fast as I can and then pretending not to breathe, or at least not to know what I just smelled. This, I don't know what. Oh,
Okay.
that has a vapor smell that I just don't care for.
Hold up. Okay, that's a very interesting scent.
And I bought Bombay because for many years I thought this should taste good. Never had a gin and tonic before. Made myself a gin and tonic with something else, and it tasted great. Then I thought, okay, what other gin and tonic can I buy? So I bought this. I bought the Seagrams to see what would happen, and turns out, I don't care so much for this actually.
Oh, so
this I'm going to give away to a local fur who could probably better appreciate this, because you know what? I don't care for the vapor part. Tastes great. I hate the vapor. Actually, even the taste and the vapor is almost kind of the same sort of thing.
So that show that I was telling you about that loosely has the same name. The English translation is Silver Fang Gin the Shooting Star. Its sequel, which is the only one I actually know how to pronounce, is Ginga Densetsu Weed.
That's right. It's a show about dogs, right?
Yeah, dogs that protect like this.
It's got
sacred.
Hoosks.
I know, and it's actually no. I think he's a sheep. I think he's a part sheep, but I haven't been able to watch any of the older episodes from the first show in like forever. It's literally been years, and somebody re-uploaded them again because you can't find them anywhere in the States. For some reason, only Scandinavia actually got a dub.
Really?
Yeah, because Scandinavia found that show really popular.
Really?
And the only ones you can actually find an English dub for is the sequel show, which is the weed show that everybody knows.
The weed show. Because then the Japanese title of the show has Japanese characters and a big giant word of weed.
Yep.
And it's got all these little doggos on it. It's like, wow, this looks like a great show.
It's really dark.
It's going to be tough. Oh, that's
my
what I heard.
God.
Yeah.
Literally one of the characters is named Ball Snatcher Hero. And that's because in order to get payback for some of the people that killed his parents, he takes their balls.
Holy Christ.
I know. I was like, wait, what? Oh my God. Oh,
wait.
Oh no.
They had a scene for that?
Yeah, they had a scene for it.
Wait, did they show testicles?
They showed a little bit.
Oh my God, the Japanese.
Again, it's a very brutal. So I like watching the show, but man, I don't like seeing any of the dogs die. I feel really sad, especially when it's like my favorite characters. Jerome and John, both German Shepherds. Spoilers, by the way, eventually die in the series. I get super sad.
There is apparently a Japanese cat anime that's called Warrior Cats.
Really?
Or something like that.
That was an anime?
Or no, it's actually a manga. I don't know if they came up with an anime.
No, I thought it was a book series.
But that's got something to it too.
What's up with all these shows about animals killing each other?
Hey, Kurdan. What's that one movie where penises are ripping through buildings?
What?
Like cut your penis off and replace it with me or something.
I had no idea.
You know, you showed me and I actually cringed because I wasn't used to that much gore.
Really?
Penis off.
Like giant glowing penis. Oh! And his penis just glows blue and looking at him straight in the face.
Legend of the Overfiend.
Legend of the what?
And there is... That movie is interesting. Because there's a girl falling from a skyscraper and then she gets ripped apart by a penis tentacle monster, I think.
Oh, it's an Animaniacs thing? Is that it? Oh my God. Oh, yeah, I think I may have seen clips of this.
Yeah, the famous gif is of the dude falling back on a sofa with his glowing penis. Which apparently is maybe the only gif people have seen and don't know what it is from. And, yeah, anime... There's a lot of great anime, and a lot of it is just kind of weird. There's one series, Kurdan, that you showed me of Ranma 1.5. Is it Ranma or Ranma 1.5 Ranma 1.5?
What's that about?
It's just a dad and his son. They're martial artists.
Okay.
And what happens when they fall into water?
And they like fall into this forbidden, like Chinese.
Oh
Like different people have died in these different pools, and they just all the pools are cursed, and one of them, a panda died in it,
Aw.
and the dad falls in that pool. So whenever he gets doused with cold water, he turns into a panda, and the other one,
Turns into a girl, right?
yeah,
Really?
And isn't it with hot water?
no, it's cold water.
That's a very good show, though.
What's FLCL?
Fooly cooling, some people call it.
Do explain.
I've never heard of it.
It's twisted and weird, and I never really got it.
Aw.
I've heard of Cowboy Bebop, but I've never actually watched it. Oh, while we're on the topic of anime, have any of you guys seen the English dub for Beastars Season 2 yet?
I haven't.
Oh, it's good. I like it.
They say there's a lot of porn in it. Not really porn, but like suggestive scenes. Is there?
Well, I guess it depends on your definition of it. Like, I don't think so. I don't think it's really any different from Season 1.
Okay, so it's just mostly horniness then.
Oh yeah, like there was one scene where Legoshi, spoilers by the way,
I
was
don't
like,
hear about it.
"Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
Nope.
Oh, you gotta see
Please
it.
don't talk about it.
Oh, you gotta see it. You gotta go see it. It's on Netflix."
Yeah, don't talk about it.
Okay, then I won't talk about it.
No.
I have been reading the
That's
manga
fair.
though. Like I ended up buying all the mangas, like volumes for the first season.
That's also what Ricky's been doing too, where she's been buying up any manga that she's able to get and then read it on her off time, which I think she's got pretty far on it. And I think she's gotten pretty enthralled about it too, because she does mention it in her blog. I think she writes a blog about each book she reads or the chapter. I don't know. But she likes to review what she's read and how she kind of like thinks about where all this is going and whatnot. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I hear they also got a new series that's coming out by the same creator, and I don't know if it's set in the same universe. But I've been seeing those floating around in Barnes and Noble every now and then.
Brand new animal.
No, but that is another good series, and I really
good.
wish that had a second season.
Really?
Yeah,
Wait. It's only one season.
it's only currently one season, and to be honest, if I were to choose which of the two I would rather watch, if I was given a choice, it would probably be B&A, because the writing's a tad bit better. The dub doesn't sound too awkward compared to like the Beastars English dub.
Huh. I've only seen the first 3 episodes of B&A, and I know it's from the same anime studio that created Kill la Kill.
Really?
Yeah. It's the same, I believe it's the same studio that made those 2 anime.
Interesting.
So it's only one season,
Yeah, it's currently only.
and they don't expect it to go any
Well,
beyond that.
so far I have heard no like talks of a sequel being made, but me and a couple of other affairs have said this deserves a sequel, like a really good sequel, and we still haven't seen it.
Who knows? Maybe things might change. So last night, me and Kurdan watched Venom.
The 2018 movie?
Yeah. And I watched it for the very, very first time because I
Really?
did not know what it was about. I had a lot of passengers on my bus talk about how much they liked the comic books and the movie. And it's like, well, I'm kind of curious. But I never really thought to go after it until I wanted to say, hey, let's watch a movie because we haven't done that in so while. And we decided on Venom. So I wasn't certain how it was going to go. And then within about the first 15, 20 minutes, I had realized, okay, this movie is pretty good, I have to admit.
It was okay. I personally think that movie should have been rated R. I think a rated R Venom would have probably given them a little more freedom with what they could show. Because Venom is a pretty dark character, not both literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
But I
You
definitely
know why they didn't, right?
No.
It's very simple. Wider audience.
Okay, but how many people really like Venom that much?
Well, no matter what sells tickets.
True.
R or PG-13.
Well, I mean, if they could, I would have rather they made both a PG version and an unrated version.
Yeah.
Because there are so many things that I would have loved to see Venom do, especially the She-Venom. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
That was honestly the hottest scene in the entire movie.
Yes.
And
I actually thought, wait a minute, is that its true form?
The worst
boobs.
The worst part is that it's only done for a short, what was it, 30 seconds? And
less than that, I think.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's very comic accurate.
Yeah.
It is. A lot of scenes. They hit a lot of important scenes that needed to be. Even the hand wave.
Hand wave?
No, that's in the second. Sorry.
Second.
Spoiler.
What are you talking about?
Second movie.
It's not out yet.
I know, but the
How did you see it already?
the preview shows one scene where they revisit the Korean lady.
Oh, okay.
Mrs. Chen.
And he says hi to Mrs. Chen, and
Oh,
Venom
also
waves at Mrs. Chen.
I like
Venom
that.
says hi and oh.
And if you read the comics, literally he does a hand wave
Cool.
with the symbiote. It's so funny.
I really hope the second one does really good.
Did you realize that the voice of Venom is also done by what's his name?
Tom Hardy?
Tom Hardy.
Really?
Really?
I didn't know that.
He voiced Venom.
I guess that makes it easy.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, when Venom was on that chick, he had a more feminine voice.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, Venom will be any voice he attaches himself to.
Right.
So in this case, it'd be Tom Brady.
Tom
Or-
Brady. Tom Brady's
or-
a Super Bowl star.
No, sorry.
Tom Hardy.
Please, no,
Tom
please
Hardy.
not Tom Brady.
Oh my God. I can throw a 300-yard touchdown. I'm Batman now. I'm not Venom. I'm Batman. I actually got Venom themed artwork from Raven's Flock once, and I want to do a sequel to it, just like the movie.
What kind of artwork?
What Raven's Flock does?
Yes.
Okay. Well, are you familiar with any of Sarathan's books?
I am familiar with the Sarathan and his books.
Yeah,
but I've
so-
never read any of them.
So some of his books actually feature artwork from Raven's Flock. So
Okay.
that should kind of give you an idea of what kind of artwork Raven's Flock typically does. But I really like his artwork. But it's also very not safe for work, depending on what you commission them for.
So the art with Venom.
It is safe for work.
Oh, okay.
It's just like my character. It's kind of like if you saw the very first Venom movie, where it shows Tom Hardy's character with one side of his face is just normal and the other side is Venom. I did the
Right.
exact same thing with my character.
Oh, okay.
We are Wolf.
Yes. We are Wolf. I can't do it. I can't do it without saying
Now imagine, oh my God, furry venom,
they probably exist.
dude. He is inside your hole and outside your hole. And then Kurt's just looking at me like, oh my God, this guy.
Yeah, I wasn't even gonna go there. I was gonna say like fursuit wise, because
I mean that'd be adorable, yeah.
Because if furry Deadpool exists, then chances are furry Venom can exist.
Yeah. Woo woo! I turned into a foxy. You know, it's like, oh no,
I'm a furry.
I've turned into a foxy. Oh no, or something like that. And boy, does he have like his hams and his legs just showing in that one.
Speaking
artwork.
of hams, I know it's not him, but I want to see Free Guy.
Oh, so do I.
I want to see Free Guy.
That movie looks like it would be worth seeing.
They literally introduced a buff version of Ryan Reynolds to Ryan Reynolds in the film.
Really?
Yeah.
Or two?
Huh?
I didn't realize there were two in there.
Yeah. One is just regular, and one is big and buff. Ryan Reynolds.
Buff Reynolds. That's his new name.
And then they introduce a third, but it's Reynolds saran wrap.
I could never die. That was the funniest scene in the entire trailer. I work at a bank.
Seriously though, furry venom. That would be nice.
Yes.
Actually, it probably does exist.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you can think it, it's possible.
You know what? I think later tonight I'm gonna have to look at E621 and just kind of have to see.
Why stop there? Why not go to FA?
I mean, all the stuff from FA goes to E621 eventually.
True.
You need an account to look at stuff on FA.
Well,
You don't need an account on E621.
technically, you need an account to look at any of the adult-oriented content. You don't need
Right.
anything like that if you want to see the general artwork.
But most people on FA are there for porn. Would you say that would be correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Then there's E621. There's more porn there than there is on FA, because this goes from VCL to YERF to a time when YIFStar was around, and then FA. All pulled into... Wait, Venom did attach to Rocket Raccoon.
Oh, in the comics.
Really?
Yeah, I think that was in the comics. Because I know that there are different
Attached to who?
variations. Huh?
Who did he attach to?
Rocket
Raccoon.
I can see that.
And then,
Werewolf.
Ooh,
Then
I
Elf.
like that.
what's that?
The Venom werewolf. That's hot.
Dude. Fuck yeah. Wait. I'm going to look at it.
This episode has been brought to you by Furry Venom Porn.
You know what? If this takes over the planet, I am perfectly fine with that. I am perfectly fine with that. In fact, more. Just give us all.
That looks some like really
but
nice artwork.
E621 is like the quick trip for like gas stations. Quick trip, furry porn, E621. Unless back in the day,
This keeps going on.
YIFStar.
Ooh, I like that one.
If you've been around long enough to know what YIFStar is, you've been here long enough. And this is the time before
I think it's from an
E621.
actual comic.
However, with E621, you can do
What's that
you can
one
do
from?
keywords, and then
Oh,
kind of like look and hunt and peck for what you want. Kind of like the VCL back in the day. You
Yeah,
literally
that
hunt and
one.
peck for the stuff
I like
that you
that
want to
one.
find. YIFStar literally has everything so organized and categorized. You can find exactly the kind of stuff you're looking for just by dropping down boxes because this is like the mega search engine of like furry porn that's ever existed. Then the site became so furry. Then they did away with that, and they never been the same. And now so furry is just irrelevant.
Nice.
But E621, so not a proper replacement to Yifstar, but you know what? It's as close as we got to it. Except unorganized. It's organized
like
and unorganized. Yeah.
Nice. Ooh,
Good stuff. Good stuff. But now I have to look at Venom on E621, and holy moly, I'm going to be finding so much stuff.
There's so much Venom art out there.
Oh, there is.
I'm surprised though that this is your first time seeing that. That movie's been out for like 3
Oh,
years.
yeah. And I'm totally oblivious to much of.
I literally
What's
have
going
it.
on?
I have it on my YouTube account.
Really?
Yeah, because you can download them digitally and play them through YouTube.
Oh. Kat, how many pieces of art do you have of Venom?
Me personally,
Yes.
I don't even know.
So you can say upwards in
I'm
the tens
sure I
of
already
thousands.
have, because I get a lot of my art through Rule 34. So-
Is it a website?
Yeah, Rule 34.
That's a website.
Rule 34. Most of my Venom art is Spidey and Venom fucking and sucking.
I would hope so. Because at the end of that movie, I said, you know what? There has to be like points in the next movie where
That's cool.
Venom and Spider-Man just kind of touch butts. See, now that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that was done by Raven's Flock.
Nice.
Anybody out there who knows who Raven's Flock is, you know what kind of artwork he does.
They're very, very, very horny.
Yes.
Art.
Very rubber and latex based.
So Venom's right up his alley.
Oh yeah, matter of fact, when I told him, it's like, hey, I would kind of want to do a sequel for that Venom image that I did. He's like, I'd totally be down for that. He's like, really? I might take you up on that.
So let's actually talk about art.
Do you know that Woody's boyfriend,
The Jaguar?
Jake,
Did Jaguar?
yeah,
Because there's a D in front of
the
J.
Jaguar, but
The
also-
Jaguar, yeah.
but AKA Jake,
Yeah.
he had a Venom suit for a long time.
That's right, because the Jaguar is incredibly buff.
I haven't seen him in a long time because he removed himself from Facebook.
Carnage is better than Venom.
No,
I'll fight you on this one.
I'll fight you.
Them
on
are
this one,
farting.
too.
Farting.
Them is-
Them are fighting words.
Damn's is farting words.
We will have
That's my forte.
You should have that on a shirt. Those are farting words. Just have projectile words flying out.
Them's
Did this
theirs
hit
is
me already?
farting words.
I think this already hit me.
Yeah. Carnage.
Oh.
Carnage may be
Gloves are now off.
The gloves are now off.
he may be more powerful than, but Venom has a lovable side to him.
Oh God, yes.
He does.
Plus, aesthetically, I kind of like black more than I do red.
Yeah, me too. I love when he first sees him too. He's like, "Oh, he's a red one."
What's that?
When he sees, actually,
Carnage?
it's not Carnage. He's
It's
fighting
Chaos, right?
Chaos. No,
Wait, are you talking about the guy in the first movie?
yeah,
Oh, I really wish I could remember his name. But I remember the line that Venom says is like, he has got shit you have never seen before.
what the fuck?
No, it's
Who-
not Carnage. It's
Yeah.
Oh crap! We just watched the movie
We
yesterday.
did just watch it.
Hang on.
Because Carnage is part of the second one.
Brain
Because there'd be
cells,
Carnage.
brain cells are gone.
Time to consult the Google machine.
I
wonder if it's
Carnage?
Doomsday.
No,
No, it's not Doomsday.
it's one where
Chaos.
maybe it is Chaos. Chaos. It was like another K sound. I thought.
Could be Chaos. I don't know.
Does anybody know?
I am Googling it.
Who did he fight?
They say that they made Venom too soft in that movie.
I mean, I can kind of see it, which
Well-
is why I wanted it to be rated R.
Right.
But in the movie, he gets pulled from his host for a while too, so he does actually get soft.
He does.
He ends up in a little doggy.
Oh,
Did you say that Venom just got soft?
This is interesting.
What is it?
So this movie might actually share a spot like connected with the MCU Spider-Man movie, possibly, or at least that's what Sony wants to do.
I'd like that
Which can either
because then it
work
means,
or not work.
and that means Tom Holland and Tom Hardy.
Well, then that also means that
Battle of the Toms.
everything else from the MCU, like the Avengers and such, will all be connected. I love the Avengers.
Tom Holland.
I want to see Tom Holland in an alien suit.
Tom Hardy, and a bunch of Tomcats.
Because Venom licks Spidey in the comic books. He
Sexy.
encompasses his face with his tongue.
Riot, that's what it was.
Riot.
There we go. Okay.
Riot was
Totally off.
Was pretty big badass.
And I like in the movie.
He's a red one.
I like how
not in the movie.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he said he was a red one.
No, he was kind of more purple, I thought.
Purple, orange, red.
Like purple gray.
I like how at some point in the movie, Venom says, "You're kind of a loser." Then later in the movie, he says, "Where I'm from, I am the loser."
Yeah.
So actually, when you think about it, the two losers got along, connected. They connected because we both suck.
Which is kind of funny because Tom Hardy was also in robot things. Wasn't
Pacific Rim, you
he?
mean?
Yeah. Wasn't he?
I have no idea. The only movie that I remember him being in is Black Hawk Down.
And
No,
Mad Max
maybe
Fury Road.
I'm mixing up my
and
actors now.
yeah, that too. But yeah, when I rewatched that movie after seeing Venom, I realized, wait, that's Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
He was with Black Hawk Down. What? I kind of almost like had to double check. Yeah, it was like, wow, I've watched that movie like dozens of times and I've never noticed that Tom Hardy was in that movie.
Much like how I didn't realize that Forever Young was a song also made by Rod Stewart, who is with us somehow, somewhere.
I always
in spirit.
confused Tom Hardy with another actor.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know who Stewart is.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And he says I'm not cultured.
You're not.
I know.
Get out.
Oh, you gonna make me leave?
Yep, bye.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's it, guys.
Nope,
I'm
you
keeping
can't
your
leave.
booze.
Why can't I not find
But I watched Venom the other night, and I can say I really like it. I'm totally sold into this franchise that, you know what? I don't know anything about it. Going in with an open mind, and I can see why a lot of people like Venom.
Like Hugh Jack. Yeah, I can kind of see it.
You know what?
You need to see Iron Man if you haven't.
I have seen all the Iron Man movies to date, so that one I have been caught up on. Wolverine, spotty. The first few and the last few. Yeah.
I haven't watched any of the X-Men.
I haven't seen X-Men movies in a long
I
time.
heard they were kind of eh.
They dated themselves.
Which X-Men are we talking
Like
about?
some of their recent ones, except for Logan.
The new
Logan
ones,
wasn't that bad.
The first two were so good.
Yeah.
What was the one that actually introduced Deadpool and everybody hated it because it was like, that's not Deadpool?
Oh. I'm trying to remember which one.
Or you're saying that Deadpool was the movie?
No, they had a character in one of the X-Men movies that was called Deadpool,
Yeah.
but it looked nothing like Deadpool and everybody hated it because it's like, this is a terrible interpretation of Deadpool.
Yeah.
So much so that when Ryan Reynolds became Deadpool,
yeah,
he did a thing with Screen Junkies where they were ripping on that movie. And he's like,
Yeah.
and we're not going to do that dumb, shitty Deadpool like that was in.
Oh, I love
oh my God.
how self-aware every bit of advertising was for Deadpool. Was so good. Even the movie itself, because the game was self-aware.
Are you talking about
being a game?
The one with Nolan North in it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The comic book itself was in the same vein. It was very self-aware that it was a comic.
This is because I love you. This is because I hate you. This is because the player keeps hitting the smash button.
Yep.
But
Dunkirk. Tom Hardy was in Dunkirk.
He
that
was?
too, yeah.
Yeah. He was fire.
He was the fighter pilot.
He was in Star Wars Last Jedi.
Really?
A deleted scene.
FN92C. Oh,
He plays Capone. He was Mad Max.
that's not surprising.
But yeah, but like going back to like the different actors
Bane,
between
forgot,
all the
like,
Spider-Man
Dark Knight
movies
Rises.
and Hulk.
Oh, yeah. Everybody knows him from Bane.
Inception.
The darkness.
I remember the first 3 Spider-Man movies with Tony
Scenes of
Maguire.
sexual
Is
Oh,
it?
Sure.
yeah, the Sam Raimi films.
Yeah. I remember those movies when they came out, and I thought, oh, yeah. And then looking back in time, realize, oh.
I mean, some of them still hold weight.
They do, but
except for the third one. Everybody universally
was
agrees that
bad.
the third one was bad. So much so that Into the Spider-Verse actually poked fun at that movie.
really.
Yeah, because if you watch the movie again, the one with all the other Spider-Men with Nicolas Cage in it.
Pickles Cage.
Yeah, you know the one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
The Miles one. There's a scene where the first Spider-Man from Miles' universe is like saying, and I did this. And it's like literally frame for frame the same dance moves that Tobey Maguire did in Spider-Man 3. And he's like, we don't talk about that anymore.
This is the guy I always get confused with Tom Hardy.
There was a third one. We don't talk
Logan
about
Marshall
it.
Green.
Always. They look so much the same.
You know, he
Who's
kind of
that?
looks like you
Let's see. Hold
in
on.
a little bit. Like if you had
I could see some good
like
resemblance.
a little
with
bit.
that.
Yeah, I think he kind of looks like you.
I could see that.
But doesn't he look like Tom Hardy?
I mean, at first glance, yeah.
Is that his stunt double?
No.
Stunt.
This is the guy from Prometheus.
Prometheus.
Oh,
Wait, the
wait.
super muscular dude?
No, this is the guy that had the little tiny.
Oh
Thing in his
yeah.
eye.
Oh, he's talking about the black goo pathogen or parasite in his eye. You've never
Oh, yes, that scene.
When-
yeah,
when they
I have
showed
seen.
that, I was
Pro-
like, no,
I have
he's too
seen
hot.
Prometheus.
seen. I didn't really like Prometheus.
I
And the
loved
very, very, very
Prometheus was kind of
muscular
bad.
alien
It's
dudes
good.
whose abs also
Yeah.
have abs, and they all work
Covenant. Out of those 2 movies were better, and that's not saying much.
Get out.
You're talking to a diehard Aliens fan.
out.
Fight
This
me.
is true.
Get out.
Fight me.
Get out or make out.
Okay, no, each other starts touching each other's chests and starts smacking each other.
I'll use your balls as punching bags.
No, not my balls.
Hey, mine balls!
Mine balls.
No,
Okay.
I was gonna make a really bad joke, but I won't.
How bad?
Like, probably shouldn't be said on the stream.
Okay,
Ben.
okay, fair enough.
Don't do it.
I won't. I'll save that for after stream.
Okay. So, so actually, since we're talking about movies and talking about seeing movies for the very first time,
Well, maybe not.
what are some movies that walking in, you're not sure what to think of, you don't know if you might like it or not? What are some movies when you walk in the movie theater, movies that you love now, but walking in that you weren't sure about? What are some movies?
Are we like restricting this to just recently or?
Anything.
Anything?
Oh, I
yeah.
don't know. That's a. I guess I would say Into the Spider-Verse. I wasn't expecting that to be.
So good.
Yeah, and it was like phenomenal. And now I'm kind of concerned about there being a sequel because the person who's in charge of it may not be the best choice.
Oh.
Yeah, and people are like really concerned because they really liked how it was done. I liked it visually as well.
Who's the guy that played George's dad in Seinfeld?
That'd be Ted Stiller, because it's actually
Stiller.
Ben's.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Because actually, if you think about it, in Seinfeld, George Costanza and his father is actually the real life father of Ben Stiller, the actor.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting.
I would say the one more recent movie that I wasn't sure what to think. Actually, a few. because I don't know anything about the movie beforehand. So came in with an open mind, not sure what to think of it, and then turning out I love it anyway.
Oh,
Deadpool. I wasn't sure what to think about Deadpool because I knew nothing about Deadpool, knew nothing about the comics, knew nothing about the character. Walked in thinking, okay, well this should be still fun. And then at the end of the movie, it's like, oh my god, I can see why people love this. Holy fuck.
did you know that he actually poked?
Jerry Stiller. Yep.
Did you know that Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool actually poked fun at another movie that Ryan Reynolds was formerly in?
Really?
Yeah, when he was actually going through the whole transformation process, he said, none of those green CGI capes. He was referring to Green Lantern.
Oh.
Because he was Green Lantern in that movie was awful.
And when I first heard out that Ryan Reynolds was playing Deadpool,
That's right. Yeah.
You're not allowed to play more than one superhero.
But
But I couldn't imagine.
It worked.
I couldn't imagine anybody else playing Deadpool.
There's
No.
talks that might actually be tied in with the MCU now. Because so Ryan Reynolds has a YouTube channel
Mm-hmm.
where he's actually allowed to portray Deadpool. Like that's the cool thing about
They do. They reference it in that it's the movie we just talked about that he's in now. Free Guy.
yeah.
He can't wear the Deadpool suit anymore because he's too big. He lays the Deadpool suit down on the chair.
Yeah.
It's funny.
But he actually did a video with that one rock character from Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
And he's like, let me guess, Disney Plus is going to give you a series, aren't they? How much dick did you have to suck to get that? Because he's so mad. Like, Deadpool as a character is super upset that he's not getting his own series, which is hilarious.
I've got 2 movies.
And then there is another movie that I wasn't sure what to think of, and that was going to be Guardians of the Galaxy.
Which one?
Just really the first one. I wasn't sure what to think of it until the very opening scene, and that's when I knew things were going to be okay. The moment that you see a tape player playing to some nice tunes, it's like, okay, you know what? All right, they're actually reaching me on this one. Okay, you know what? It's going to be a good movie anyway.
Yep.
You want to go next?
Yep. With who we mentioned before, Jerry Stiller.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 movies his son did.
Ben Stiller.
One that I was talking to go see in theaters with my entire staff at Blockbuster Video.
Oh my god.
I have an idea what this movie is going to be.
I don't think you do.
Zoolander?
No.
Oh, fuck. Okay, all right.
There's Something About Mary,
Oh my god.
That movie is good.
which is such a good movie.
It is a good movie.
What are you doing in Florida? I would play on the Miami Dolphins, you dumbass.
How'd you get the beans on the Franks?
There's so many good lines. There's so many good moments. And same actor, Tropic Thunder,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
was so good.
That's a movie you
and
can't
Tom
make
Cruise
now.
was
Yeah.
so good.
Oh yeah, that's right. Tom Cruise was in that
Tom
movie.
Cruise was
Tom Cruise was the
Probably his-
director of the
probably
movie.
his best role.
He's ever done, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
what's interesting about that movie? Both Tom Cruise and Robert Downey Jr., their acting career wasn't doing so great right around that time when that movie came out.
Mhm.
And then the movie got so
Oh God.
got so many positive
Robert Downey
reviews.
Jr. playing a black man.
I didn't even know that was him until I saw him
Until he
smear, and I was
smeared
like,
the
holy
makeup.
like
And then it broke the fourth
what?
wall. Or
Wait,
third wall.
like
It's so good.
I genuinely thought that was actually an African
And
actor.
Jack Black, yeah.
Yes.
Being whipped around by
I gotta have my
Vietnamese.
beans. They're jelly beans, man. They're jelly beans.
So Niles said they recently Sonic the Hedgehog movie
Yes.
thought it was gonna suck. Initially I thought, oh god, the very first rendition, I had no interest whatsoever.
No one did.
When
That-
they
the
redone
meme
the
with
character, at
Harry
that point it's
and,
like, okay, you know what? I'll go to it anyway.
Who's Harry Potter and what's his little friend?
Ron Weasley.
That meme with
Okay.
Harry and
In
Ron
5
in the
times each.
Oh,
both like-
yeah.
That's fantastic. I think I've seen.
And his face, like,
I think I've
running after
seen
them.
Guardians of the Galaxy, the second movie, twice in theaters because it was just so good.
I really didn't like any of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I don't think that they're bad. They're
Get
just
out.
the only thing that I
Get
found
out.
redeeming about them was Rocket.
Get out.
Yeah.
I thought he was the only funny character.
Get out.
Although I would
Yeah.
say the second movie, I liked the cast, but I don't know. There was something about the
He's
way
even
how
told me to get out.
get out.
Well, I guess the
Tropic Thunder, yeah.
the chat demands it.
Throw him out of the room.
I have committed heresy. Sorry, it's a hot take. I just didn't find the movie that great to me. I kind of
Are you
almost
showing guns
That's
now?
it.
Oh my goodness! Oh my God, that's an arm. Aw.
That's not fair. He's older than me.
But that cat's
So-
that
that
cat's got some arm.
no, it's
It's on a torch and
no, it's
pitchfork.
so my favorite movies from the entire MCU have to be Civil War and Captain America: The
That's good.
First Avenger.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
It was very good.
Oh yeah, it was very nice.
You can come back.
There are no flags. I've seen the future, Captain. There are no flags. Not my future. Ding. That guy was in Lord of the Rings. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah, the guy who played Red Skull played, I forget the guy's name, but he is the father of that elf that falls in love with Aragorn.
Oh, okay.
And I fall in love with Aragorn.
That reminds me of a really bad review that I saw for the Lord of the Rings, and that
Winter
guy.
Soldier was very good too.
Yeah, I have strong opinions about the aftermath of the whole first few phases of the MCU. Like, it's not that I hate Falcon, but if you've seen the show at all or know anything about the end game, I don't think that Falcon should have been the one to get the shield. Because, yeah, Captain America knew him, but he knew Winter Soldier more.
Right, yeah. You
like,
think that'd make more sense.
Winter Soldier was literally his best friend from the 40s.
Right, yeah.
Like,
Bucky,
you're gonna
right?
give the shield to
The person,
Falcon over Bucky, your longtime best friend who's now almost fully redeemed himself after all the things that he was forced to do
right,
as
yeah.
the Winter Soldier. I got so mad at the end of Endgame. That was like the only thing in Endgame that I didn't like.
You know the best thing about this conversation? We're talking about it like it's a real thing.
It did happen, right?
But
Okay, but that being said, Falcon also didn't feel like he was worthy of the shield either, and he gave it up to a museum, which then in turn gave it to another guy to be the new Captain America, and nobody likes the new Captain America. So
In the universe.
yes,
Oh.
like the new Falcon and Winter Soldier series, he literally gives up the shield after Captain just gave it to him. He's like, "You'll be the new Captain America." He's like, "I don't want it. I'm gonna give it to a museum." Oh, by the way, we got a new Captain America. People didn't like
Oh.
that. I don't think that he should have gotten the shield. And if Bucky wasn't going to take it, I think the Avengers should have held on to it until Bucky was ready for it. But I personally believe that Bucky deserved it more so over Falcon.
so what I like about this conversation is we're talking about it like it's a real thing. Like these are real people.
Oh yeah,
It did happen.
We're that invested in these characters.
well yeah, because the MCU was like amazing.
But here's my point. You don't hear people having these same conversations about the DC universe.
It's funny you should mention that. I was watching a podcast that has literally been tearing apart the DCEU for weeks.
Yeah.
And
because it's so badly structured.
oh my god, Wonder Woman 84. Literally, there was a scene where Wonder Woman uses her lasso after her friend shoots an RPG. She catches the RPG round with the lasso so she can get to the spot faster to pick up these kids off the street because she thinks the villains are going to run them over with their BTRs. They don't. But then she comes in and she essentially whips them. And if judging by how fast they were going, those kids would have been dead. Necks snapped. And she didn't grab them by the waist. She grabbed them by the neck in the actual movie and is like, yep, that kid's dead. No way they should be alive.
That kid just became a kitten by grabbing him
A
by the
lot,
scruff
a
of the
lot
neck.
of attention to detail lost in those movies.
Oh, yeah. And then the first Wonder Woman, a lot of people kind of took issue with the fact that they were killing the German soldiers. A very morally gray war.
No.
Like 18-year-old conscripts. We had no choice.
Oh wait, for the
Yeah,
recent.
they essentially unceremoniously just get slaughtered.
I mean, that was World War I in a nutshell. It was not a good war anyway. They called it the Great War to end all wars, but there was nothing great about it.
Oh yeah, and the BVS, Dawn of Justice.
The biggest issue is that they tried to play catch up to MCU instead of setting their own foundation.
Yep, that's what they did. They just jumped into it. They were like, "Oh, we have to jump on the bandwagon of
Structuring a universe.
huge, superhero movies and just throw them all in there." That's all they did.
I kind of
That's
want
with
to.
DC, right?
Yeah. For any of those people out there that really want to know a little bit more about what was wrong with the DCEU, I suggest you look up a podcast by the name of EFAP, Every Frame of Pause. They actually did a couple of videos regarding the DCEU. I do have to point out, however, that their episodes can range from anywhere between 5 to 11 hours. So it's a lot to take in.
Continuously 5 to 11 hours long?
No, like on average, they go anywhere between 5 to 11 or 12 hours long. Because what they like to do is they break down video essays regarding certain topics. Like, if...
And they splice them in.
Yes.
We have a chance.
That's why they call it Every Frame of Pause.
Oh,
Because
okay.
they'll pause the video and then they'll throw in their sense about why something was either considered incorrect.
Is it the entire movie?
Yes. Well, no.
From start to finish?
They don't watch the movie. They watch the movie beforehand, and then when they see a guy who's defending the movie, they'll point out like you didn't watch the scene correctly, and they'll provide sources as to why this interpretation of that scene is wrong. They will provide evidence and that stuff, and I really like their series. I've been catching up. I'm currently on episode 133. And they've only had 147 episodes so far.
Be interesting.
We should introduce him to that YouTuber that I found.
The one about the Star Wars, about
Episodes
him.
1, 2, and 3.
That was Unbiased Media, right?
Not unbiased.
I think it was
No,
it's a belated
media.
Belated Media. There we go.
This guy literally takes and rewrites the first 3 films and makes them good.
The prequel films or the
prequels.
See, despite everything wrong with the prequels, I would much rather watch the prequels than I would the sequel trilogy.
Well,
because Star Wars now sucks.
You mean 6, 7, 8?
No, like 7, 8, 9, and everything else.
Right.
The only thing that's kind of redeemable is Bad Batch and a little bit of Mandalorian. But what
about the Rebel
Rebel show?
No, what's the movie about the Rebels?
Rogue One?
Rogue One.
Rogue One, I'd say, is the only one that Disney kind of did right, and that's not even saying much.
Well,
I like the Clone Wars.
Basically, this guy, he basically rewrites the first 3 movies to make more sense. The one thing that you loved the most, which you would have to agree with because of the way the guy presents it, is he takes out Jar Jar Binks and he puts in I don't know the guy's
Owen
name.
Lars. The one guy that in episode 3 was handed a baby for no reason.
He was in episode 2.
Barely.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You don't remember that scene? So his father, the one in the leg.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then him and Peru are actually there.
Yeah,
He's like, I guess that would make me your half brother. He says to Anakin.
That's right.
Most people miss that.
Yeah, I know.
It's been a while since I've seen that.
I know.
It's almost like it was just thrown in to like make sense,
Fan service.
make more sense.
So,
for sure.
as I was saying, so then that one scene in episode 2, the last scene in episode 3. Then the scene where you see 2 molten charred bodies, which then fuels Luke's determination to go against the Empire and do what's right. You don't know anything about these people.
Yeah.
With this new rendition of how it should have been, Owen Lars is immediately, at some point in the first episode, dropped in to then carry on the rest of the story, which then you get to feel for this character, and then you realize how much you actually love him as a character to the story, that you end up understanding the loss that Luke has in episode 4.
And the other thing that he talks about is like, who's the character focus of these films? And immediately you would think, what? Who? For episodes 1, 2, and 3.
Anakin.
Right.
You would think so.
Which is not the case. It should be focused on...
Wasn't it on Obi-Wan Kenobi?
No, his master.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Oh, Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon, no.
Liam Neeson.
No, it was Obi-Wan.
Because I was going to say, it was actually
'Cause
him that's
he
the
dies.
one that's influencing the whole 3 movies.
Well, yeah, he was involved in all. Actually, come to think of it, if you count his ghost forms,
Yeah.
he was involved in the first 6.
But he basically sets it up so that rather than it being focused on Anakin, it be focused on Obi-Wan. Which,
Frankly,
the way he
was
tells it,
better. Oh my God. By the time you get to the 3rd episode of this installment of what the Star Wars prequels should have been, you become incredibly depressed that this wasn't reality. That you would hope someone with a ton of money would just say, you know what? Yeah, we can keep episodes 1, 2, and 3 as like background information and another what if. Let's redo the first 3 episodes in this manner to actually make the whole series make sense.
because he hires it's either a friend of his that he pays them and commissions them to do storyboard art. That's so good. It's such a good quality art. Like, it's really good stuff.
It's simple, but that's
simple and recognizable.
and the beauty about us with storyboard art, you get just the basics. You get only a little bit of detail, but it's really the focus is on the expressions of the face, and that's it. Beyond that, everything else is all small potatoes.
He doesn't have Yoda fight at all.
Yes.
The one
He
versus Christopher Lee.
Yep, he pulls that whole fight as out.
I didn't have any issue with that
It
one.
didn't make any sense though.
Why not?
Because in the
Yoda
5th
doesn't
episode,
fight.
I mean, he can. He's a Jedi.
no, they've actually decided that Yoda is a Jedi that should have never went to violence in any way.
I mean,
Because in that's the 6th episode where Luke decides to venture into the cave.
Yeah.
And
that was
Yoda's
episode 5.
that was 5? Okay.
In the Dagobah.
So Yoda immediately says, "You don't need your weapons." No, it's like
Your weapons, you will not need them.
exactly. There's a reason why.
I mean, you could also argue that maybe he said all this after the end result of the
Sure.
Clone Wars,
But
It could be.
because maybe a lot of people, became war torn, and then they realized, yeah, maybe all the things that the Jedi have done in the past maybe weren't that great.
those are mistakes.
So maybe that's why he said it. So that's why I would argue to keep that scene in, because I understand the CGI aspect of it. Everybody thought that was really kooky,
It
but
was.
I didn't have an issue with it. I actually thought it was kind of cool to see Yoda kick Christopher Lee's ass. Rest in peace, Christopher Lee. You will be missed.
But I would highly recommend, or maybe after show we get pizzas and whatnot, and we'll watch those. This was like, I can understand the prequels about how people feel about them. Yeah, there's a lot to take in from them that I do enjoy, but a lot of it also because George Lucas, I'm not so much a fan of. And the more I'm getting older, the more I look back on these shows or on these movies, more I realize the animated, both the CGI and the actual 2D drawn Clone Wars
Are you talking about the first one that came out?
in 2003.
Yeah,
I think so, yeah.
because that's still partially canon.
Right.
But the only one that I could probably say is 100% canon has to be the Asajj Ventress fight, because that's how he gets his scar.
Who's that? Oh,
That's how Anakin gets his scar. Because a lot of people are like, "Whoa, where did that scar come from?" And it's because when he was fighting on Yavin 4.
But I would say the Clone Wars, both of them.
Oh my god,
I like them.
Oh, those clones made me cry.
And also too, it gave you a better view of the war, slugging it down between two armies on the ground. Or else in the movies you don't really see all that much because it wasn't important to the plot. But like any war, like in our actual wars in the past, you document things and you go through what they've gone through. You understand what the hell's going on. With the Clone Wars, you actually get to understand what's actually really going on. You know, the Order of 66, about how some clone troopers literally did it without thinking, and some of them refused to do it or had their chips totally removed.
Have you watched all the Clone Wars episodes in the right order?
Once, when the show was on. But
Well,
I haven't
don't you
done
have
it
Disney
since.
Plus?
Oh, no.
If you don't have it, I can give you my password for it.
I've only seen it once while it was being aired on TV.
Yeah,
but,
I can give you that after show.
Okay.
Because it's the only series that I find redeemable that Disney has worked on.
Right. Rebels, I saw...
Oh, God, no.
I think I saw about 5 episodes of Rebels, and I immediately knew what was going to happen. At that point, it's like, no.
We don't talk
you
about
know
Rebels.
What? No. This is very much a kid's show, where Clone Wars is both a kid's show and an adult show.
Yeah. Like,
they're meant for both groups, so that one can appreciate the joy of Star Wars. The other, we can nerd out about all the little tiny details while also being adult in terms of you get character deaths.
Oh, yeah.
That for a kid's show is quite extreme.
You had, so despite all of its writing issues that the recent Clone Wars had, I like it because it gives the clones a sense of individualism.
Considering that there was supposed to be one a dozen. If you blow up a whole gunship, there's 20 million more.
Yeah, in a way, they were kind of like the battle droids themselves, which is kind of why I appreciate the Clone Wars for giving them a little, you have Cody, you have Rex, you have Wolf. Echo, Fives, Wolf. Which
7s. I think there was 7s, right? I don't remember.
Oh,
Heavy.
Yes.
Heavy.
Oh, Heavy.
Yeah.
That was a sad death. He's like
that very was, but it was a very Spartan one.
I don't like your tone, rookie. Do we take prisoners?
I don't.
Heavy always did say he hated that place.
He always hated droids.
Yeah. Domino's, the Domino Squad, which is him, Fives, and Echo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. They go through a lot of hardships, especially Echo, which, if you haven't seen Bad Batch, you really need to see Bad Batch.
That's actually one series that's recent as far as the animated series, is one that I've not actually seen at all.
That is how Rebels should have been animated. I don't know why Disney decided to go with a cheaper animation studio, because that was a big turnoff for me.
It was cheaper.
I know, but it sucked.
The animation itself didn't impress me, but the storyline itself was the biggest turnoff. I couldn't stand what was going on with that series. There was so many characters in that show that did not need to be there. It was just another Jar Jar Binks, but in the form of that one creature. You know what? He did not need to be there at all. That's just my opinion.
I thought he was all right.
Oh, no. Just get rid of him.
I definitely don't think that it was really right for anybody to basically send death threats to the actor. Because he ended up...
That's never the solution. Same with the female Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah. See, there is such a thing as bad movies, but no such thing as terrible actors, because they got a gig, they got paid for it. They're just meant to do what they're supposed to do and whatnot.
Have you seen the new trailer for the new Ghostbusters movie?
Is this the one that's following after the 2016 one?
No,
or is it...
we don't talk about that one.
That one doesn't exist.
they literally, in the plot, or not in the plot, but in the actual trailer, they make no mention of it. It actually totally sidesteps it.
That's good. because that movie was terrible. And a lot of people were saying, you need to watch the extended cut. The extended cut made it worse.
Really?
Yeah, like
Oh,
you
no.
had a
The
scene.
jokes go on too long. It's uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
It's just
And it's nothing to do with the actual actors portrayed. It was just the movie and how they built it.
The other weird part about it is, you know how like everybody, and understandably so, says that we shouldn't objectify women at all. They objectify the men in the movies like so much. Like literally, there was this one guy that some of them had a love interest for, and everything he touched, they would then take like thinking nobody would see them, and then just sniff it and be like, "Oh, I love his smell," and it's like, and
Was
that
this
ain't
dude huffing panties?
yeah, it's like, and one, that ain't creepy whatsoever, and two, wouldn't you be objectifying him then?
I mean, the actors or the actresses in that film are world renowned. They're fantastic actors. I just don't think they did their roles justice, and I think they understood that too. They were totally reading.
it
the
wasn't
script.
even that. It was a bad write.
Oh yeah,
I mean, there was no distinguishing between the comic relief and the scientists.
They were all comic relief. It's like we both discussed this. I don't know on a different episode or a none at all. But let's actually discuss it together.
Yeah.
There
was no Egon. There was no.
Egon was the nerdy one, right?
Yeah.
So he was the one saying, "Oh man, I really like the art decor of this building." Oh, so just a literal nerd.
Yeah.
Then you had the scientist that took things at an analytic level. Then you had the smart mouth that was the actual comedic relief of the three, and then you've got the other guy, the realist. The one that comes on later on looking for a job, looking for some money to make.
Doesn't care what he has
Doesn't care what he does and say, "Oh, hey, we could use someone with your talents. I don't care as long as I get paid." And you know what? The realism. And those 4 Ghostbusters literally encompass a lot of humanity. Yeah. Whereas in the 2016 movie, it was all slapstick comedy.
Yeah.
There was no differentiating between each character.
It was almost like they were just trying to outdo each other the whole time.
It's like someone trying to capture a ghost and someone decides to light a fart. Yeah. It's like, "Oh, hey, look at me. I'm falling over a chair. Oh, look at me. I'm lighting a fart."
Vomit jokes and fart jokes the whole time.
Which is perfectly fine because this podcast mostly is talking about shit anyway. So, on par for the course for us.
We have hit the bottom of the barrel. The movies was just a
F you, we are women, which I understand why they wanted to give it a woman cast.
Yeah.
I understand that, hey, let's do a different spin. I'm all fine with that. It was the storyline of or not the storyline, but it was the roles of their characters in the movie that literally melded together into just one character mass of the same thing, which didn't help the movie, which didn't help either of the actors or their characters. Like you said, it was just a one-up of who can be funny at this scene, and it kind of goes on from there.
Yep.
Whereas the original Ghostbusters, you had one funny guy, you had a nerd, you had a scientist, then you had the realist. And you know what? That's a perfect mix. That's literally society as a whole, which they just did incredibly well. Plus, it was a movie that was never done before, so of course they're experimenting with it, but it worked out great.
Yep.
So, this upcoming movie should be amazing, especially that they got one of the original actors, because one of them had
for
passed
Star
on.
Wars.
No, for Ghostbusters.
Oh, sorry, I was like, I had a moment. I'm sorry, guys.
One of the original would-be actors passed on before he got the role, or he got the role then passed on, gave the acting role to another actor, and to commemorate himself as an actual notable actor, featured him in the movie as one of the ghouls. That was a total slob, which fit him perfectly. I forget who's the actor's name.
I don't know.
It wouldn't be Paul Rudd, would it?
No.
I don't
was-
know. I just
It was
saw a
pretty
name.
much one. I think it was the first ghost in the hotel that was absolutely pigging out on this cart of like garbage food and whatnot.
Yeah.
It was this ghost literally having the time of its life, being a total pig.
Death, because it's already dead.
Okay, time of its death.
Harold Ramis.
Harold Ramis. That
Harold
could
Ramis. Harold Ramis died. He passed on.
be. And
As
Slimer.
Slimer is the ghost.
Right. That was supposed to be a representation of the would-be actor that would have taken one of the Ghostbusters roles. But before they solidified on anything, he had suddenly passed away.
We're talking about the very
first one.
Did that come out
So-
in '84?
Yeah.
I think so.
And they decided, because he was a well-known actor and they all kind of got along, they figured, hey, how about we add in a ghost to commemorate him? Because he was always a sloppy guy in real life. Let's make him a ghost that is an absolute pig of himself. So that's where that one scene came from, is that one actor in his likeness, except as a ghost. So technically, the Ghostbusters are actually farming away their ghost friend that would have been an actor for that movie.
And we got kicked off live.
Oh, there we go.
That
Too
was
late.
for a second.
Um,
I didn't realize it was up that loud.
but a lot of let's see, I'm forgetting words now. A lot of hype for the next movie. That I'm looking forward to.
Aykroyd's in there.
Yes,
Let's see.
We're close.
there was Bill Murray, right?
Bill Murray. I don't know if he's in there.
He was in the 2016 one.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah,
a lot of
and they
actors-
killed him.
A
They
lot,
killed him unceremoniously.
a lot of actors from
Pretty
the
funny
original
like that,
movies
though.
were in that
Yeah, but-
movie.
People didn't like it.
I
They're
mean,
like, how dare you do this?
Zombieland 2, the double tap.
Well, he was in Zombieland 1, and I love Zombie Bill Murray.
Yeah, and then they killed Zombie Bill Murray.
I love Zombie Bill Murray. He was great.
This was a movie that I saw him in recently. I saw him Osmosis Jones.
Osmosis
Osmosis
Jones.
Jones.
Oh my God. Chris Rock.
I was so poor I had to catch a fart to dry my hair or something like that. because didn't he like live near the butt anyway?
Yeah, or something like that. Like, so he's a white blood cell.
And then there's Aspirin dude that's like,
Oh, heck.
what's
Drixenol, I think.
yeah.
Tricks and all.
That's such a
Drixenol.
great movie. Oh goodness.
I was rewatching that, and then because one of the things they brought up was Buffalo Wing Fest, and having recently been to Buffalo, I asked some local first up there. It's like, hey, do you guys actually have a Wing Fest up there? He's like, yeah. And then a few minutes later, he's like, you were watching Osmosis Jones, weren't you? I was like, how did you know? He's like, we recently watched that movie too. And I was like, yes.
The Zit is what I always think of.
Oh.
The club. It's like a club. They go
Oh
to.
yeah.
The Zit.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. This is it.
Ugh.
And it explodes on
Yeah.
someone's face or something like that. Like
It squirts out.
Yeah, onto
They
the-
do like a slow motion.
The worst part is when you look at the background for the character, like the adult characters, like her having a restraining order over a guy who had food poisoning is just so absurd. Like, you wouldn't get a restraining order for that.
No.
I mean, it would be
It
awkward.
was just a dumb thing to keep the
Right.
tone of the movie going. I mean, Bill Murray picking up a hard-boiled egg off the ground
Oh God, no!
that fell into a monkey's cage and put it back
Yeah.
into his mouth after the monkey had it.
in his mouth too.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, Bill Murray.
No, he actually picked it up, rubbed it against his shirt, and then he ate it.
Yeah,
So he knew it was clean.
there were actual what was it,
You
epidemiologists
can't do that now.
that were like actually researching this based on all the descriptions that the virus had. They were actually trying to figure out what it was.
Yeah.
I don't remember what they came up with.
I
but
love talk about like an evil villain. I love his finger that he takes and just slices something
Oh,
open
yeah.
to, like go through to the next area. God, they should have made a video game out of that movie.
So there was the movie Osmosis Jones, right?
yeah.
And then there was the TV series.
Yes.
I grew up with the TV series.
Yep,
Never saw it.
That's the only reason
The
I
City of
remember
Hector,
that.
right?
I never saw
Yeah, I
it.
think so. It was like
Yeah.
a kid. Like they went from
From some old dude to a kid.
And wasn't that a Disney movie?
Was it?
No,
I thought
No,
it was.
only a TV
No,
series.
Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah, it was a Warner Brother
It
product.
was only a TV series. I haven't thought about that series until just now. Like, oh yeah, that's right. They made a TV series.
I grew
And,
up watching Beetlejuice, the cartoon series.
Beetlejuice.
That was a great cartoon.
Let's see. What?
And the cartoon. Yep. Okay, so now that we're on the topic of cartoons and the stuff that we grew up on, let's actually just do.
What happened there?
I lost. I could.
You're
Apparently
gonna
my
have to
hand
suck
didn't-
it from the carpet.
My hand didn't want to let go of the cup.
What are some cartoons that we grew up that is no longer on the air anymore?
Gummy Bears.
Okay.
Such a good show.
Redwall. God, I loved Redwall. I really wish they got a 4th season
Doug.
before or after Disney bought the rights to it.
Wait.
Because it was, I think, originally a Nickelodeon product,
Yeah.
and then Disney bought it. Because then they had
The
it.
fuck?
Yeah, you didn't know this?
No.
No, it's owned by Disney now.
Moving on.
No. No. What?
Smurfs, because
Oh,
Azrael
Smurfs.
was in there.
The Disney version was crap.
So then there was Doug. There was Monsters.
All grown up.
Monsters.
All grown up. Yep.
That takes me back.
But then you get Rugrats.
Yeah, that was the precursor to that.
Wild Thornberries. Yes.
Hey,
it's-
Arnold.
Hey Arnold. Yeah. Stupid football head.
Do you know they finally released the movie that was supposed to be like released after the final episode of Hey Arnold?
It became a movie, right?
No, so they always had the intent to actually make a Hey Arnold movie that would actually end the overall series where he would actually find his parents.
It was just Hey Arnold the movie, right?
No, that was a different one.
Oh.
But they had a movie where he was supposed to think like when
Goof Troop, Chippendales, and Rescue Rangers. Yes. Yes.
I never grew up with those.
I think they kind of went off the air by maybe the time you started watching
See,
it.
though-
Because by around 2001, they were kind of off the air even as reruns. So
So thankfully now because of D Plus, I can actually watch them. I've been
Okay,
watching
all
Tailspin.
Tailspin. Oh my God. And what's that? Baloo?
Yeah.
Oh my God. He and his ass.
I ruled.
Childhood crushes.
Dude, oh my God. It's like,
Depends.
oh, Baloo. Oh my goodness. You're a bear. Now this is a show that I only saw.
I had a crush on DuckTales.
DuckTales.
Who's the guy?
The big muscly duck
Big
dude.
stupid duck.
I know nothing about
I know
DuckTales.
exactly what you're talking about. I forget his name, but DuckTales.
He had like a New York accent.
DuckTales.
Woo!
Woo! Yeah.
Oh God.
So there was Road Rovers. Well, I was barely alive when the show began. By the time that the last reruns were off the airwaves, I was able to see a few
Launchpad
episodes.
McDuck.
Launchpad. Thank you.
Launchpad. There we go.
Launchpad. He had a New York accent, kind of.
And it always
Mr.
wore a
McDuck.
leather jacket, a scarf,
Yep.
and I think
The
goggles
whole
too.
It was like a.
Yeah.
It was like a.
He was a pilot,
He was a pilot. It was
Yeah.
a pilot's costume.
Road
of course,
Rovers.
because Road
He had
Rovers. Yeah,
Was that
the low cut pants.
the one with the crazy dog?
crazy dog. I mean, they're all dogs.
Yeah, is that the one I'm thinking
It's
of?
like the
there's one that,
transform, the transform mitigizer or whatever they called it.
yeah.
And somehow they gave
The
Launchpad-
transformer.
They gave him such a well-defined chin, for having a duck bill.
he had a very masculine
He
duck
had a
bill
very
Can you
masculine duck
imagine what that duck bill would look like if it were real? He's just like,
in a
Yeah.
straight.
does he have like a?
It was
Does he have a tumor?
He's not a tumor.
So then Gargoyles.
I haven't seen
Gargoyles. That was a fantastic show. There was realism in it, and everybody was sexy.
I have never seen it.
Good.
Gargoyles.
It's a Disney show.
I know.
And
it's probably on Disney Plus.
It's one of the few 90s shows
Put it
that
on your
still
list.
hold
Have to
up to
watch.
I
this
can do
day.
that right now,
You
actually.
should.
There's a lot of shows that don't, but Gargoyles was one show that you can still watch as a grown-ass adult and say,
Gummy
whoa,
Bears
this is
probably
still
on there
good.
too. That was a Disney.
Really?
That was a Disney cartoon.
Let's see.
Great theme song.
Let's see.
The Adventures of Gummy Bears.
Yep. Good show.
What's... Oh, okay, so, Niles, what was that one show with the Tomcat and the big fat cop? It was in New York. It was
Oh, I know what you're talking
Pinky and the
about.
Brain.
no.
It's Disney licensed.
Sorry.
Um,
I don't think it was New York. though.
Bonkers.
Bonkers the cat.
Yeah, I think it's Bonkers.
Let me look it up.
Bonkers. Yep, exactly.
Yep.
That's an old show. Just some far out there shows that I can think of that I remember growing up to, and is no longer relevant today with a lot of people my brother's age.
Garfield and Heathcliff.
Heathcliff, no one should terrify the neighborhood.
That must be before my time.
That was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think, wasn't that the 80s?
Yeah.
Human Cop was Lucky
I would
Pickle.
see reruns of that
Really?
a
It's
lot.
a good show.
Yeah, back
Wow.
when this TV used to play them.
Yeah.
Country Mouse and City Mouse.
Growing up, I was such a dork that at night when trying to fall asleep, I would just sing the theme songs to my favorite shows until I fell asleep.
Sonic
My
X.
brother would always get pissed off, so that I'd sing it much more quietly.
Dustin, shut the fuck up. We're trying to sleep.
Okay. And then I would keep doing it, but then singing it very, very softly.
DuckTales.
Woo!
Right, now you got the Gummy Bears song stuck in my head.
So what are some shows, even before my time, that you watched? Please.
Like the Bugs and Friends.
Bugs and Friends. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's late 80s, yeah.
That's not Tiny Toons, is it?
No, before
Tiny Toons, yeah.
which was another good show. Tom and Jerry,
Tom and Jerry.
the old one from the 50s and 60s.
Although that was on Cartoon Network, but still, yeah.
Yeah.
Except they were playing the old they played every single episode too up until the early 2000s.
Yeah.
So that show I also did see, which was
Animaniacs.
Animaniacs was good.
I have heard of Underdog. I've never seen it.
What?
But Danger Mouse.
You've never seen Underdog?
It was never on. It was never on when I was around watching TV.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't. It was like what, from the 80s?
but then Danger Mouse, I'm not familiar with, so that one is totally unknown.
Underdog actually had a rebooted movie made by Disney.
Was it good?
I don't know. Oh, 50s, my mistake. But yeah, so what was it? You know that guy who's the main character in My Name is Earl?
Yeah.
He's the dog.
Okay. Oh,
Please do not
okay.
talk about the movie. I thought it was okay. I kind of liked it.
It hurts. Fair enough. What are some other shows? Again, Sourpuss. Shows in the 80s. What do you remember seeing?
Gremlins.
Gremlins? Okay. Gremlins.
Rambo. Rambo had a TV series.
What about He-Man?
He-Man and the
Ooh.
Masters of the Universe.
Did you hear?
So good.
Did you hear about the reboot?
No.
It didn't do so well.
Thundercats.
Wait, the reboot of
He-Man.
He-Man. Was
Yeah,
it as a movie or is it
No,
TV
so
show?
what happened was Kevin Smith, a Canadian stand-up comic, who's known for his Clerks series.
Yeah.
He bought the rights to the franchise, and then he did a live stream, and he apparently had no idea what He-Man really was. So a lot of people are like, okay, that's already a red flag when somebody buys the rights to a franchise and doesn't know it.
Turns
Disney.
Out, yeah.
But then it got review bombed like super bad, and he started crying about it, and it became a meme.
Aw.
Thundercats was another
Thundercats.
show for me.
That's a show that I would not mind watching a few episodes just to see what it's about. So Niles says, of course, He-Man. G.I. Joe, and Transformers.
Knowing is half the battle.
Then and then that's kind of the same time period as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Which
Yeah.
one?
The original.
The original.
Cowabunga!
Such a good show.
Did you see the crossover
No.
between that one and the generation that I grew up with?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I actually liked that. I thought it was kind of cool.
Inhumanoids was another show.
Inhumanoids. I've heard of that one. Again, one I just never saw because it was
It
probably
was
off
like-
the air by the time I
It
came
was
about.
like the dinosaur version of the Transformers.
So they
Wasn't
they
like the theme
transformed into
song
dinosaurs?
Inhumanoids.
It's bizarre and it gave me nightmares.
Were they sexy though?
No.
Oh,
Well, now that I think back
You
now,
have to think about it.
probably now they were, but back then I didn't.
because if they have pecs and abs,
Yeah, they
to
have
most
pecs and
people
abs.
that's sexy.
They did. I mean, just like He-Man with pecs and abs.
He also was very sexy.
Skeletor was buff, for God's sakes. In fact, Skeletor had the exact same body type as He-Man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Somehow.
ooh, another show I grew up with, Mickey Mouse Funhouse.
Yep.
Like the OG, like not the, I shouldn't say the OG one, but it was like all the ones where you had like characters from the Disney Renaissance,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like show up at like this comedy club place. Like you had Hades there, you had Cruella de Vil.
101 Dalmatians.
That was a TV show.
You know,
They did a TV
they
show.
made a TV show of almost
What?
every movie they made.
And Timon
No.
and Pumbaa.
Yep, Timon and Pumbaa.
Timon and Pumbaa.
I've got one that didn't last more than 2 seasons.
Which one's that?
The animated series Dungeons and Dragons.
They had a really
I want to see it now.
D&D had an
So-
animation.
Awful. Had so little to do with actual D&D.
All the
The whole premise of it was these kids go to this fair or this amusement park and they go on this D&D ride and the ride like breaks and they end up in like
Into the fantasy.
the actual like it's bad. It's bad.
what?
So
It's
someone
bad.
has to reset the ride for it to break
It
again.
was
It was
awful.
It
awful.
was awful. And to get back, every episode they had an opportunity to get back,
Yeah.
and almost always somebody would be like, "We can't leave Uni, this little pet unicorn that they had." I know. So they'd be like, "Okay, I guess we'll stay." It was just so awful. It was so bad. But along with that, another good show, Gem and the Holograms.
I heard about it, but I've never.
And actually, I have to say
Good.
that theme song is fantastic.
Fantastic.
You know, while we're on the topic of 80s-esque animation, like cartoons, did you know that Alien was supposed to get a cartoon franchise?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So the funny thing is that there were archival footage of like the actual stills for the proposed Aliens TV series, but then Fox Kids, because this is where it was supposed to air, because Fox still owned the rights at the time. They said, yeah, maybe making a TV, like a kids TV series for a rated R film franchise probably isn't the most ideal thing to do. But they kept the toy line. They canceled the TV series, but they kept the toy line
I have no idea if I
used to have
spelled this
footage
correct.
of
of the storyboard.
Oh, man, I really-
of the first episode.
I wish they would have done that.
Gem and the
Secrets of
Hologram.
Yes, The Secrets of Nim.
Oh,
Secret of
that
Nim.
movie gave me nightmares.
It
Was
did too,
scary.
but I kept watching it.
Along with that, they redid it recently on Netflix.
The Secrets of Nim?
No. Puppets. It was Puppets. It was Jim Henson Company.
Oh, the Muppets.
No.
No?
It was the Jim Henson Company.
Fraggle Rock?
No.
I-
Someone. Dark Crystal.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I remember.
Creepy ass movie. So creepy.
I can't spell. Damn it.
What? What are you trying to
You,
spell?
you too inebriated?
No, I just don't have enough brain cells to spell anymore. The Rescuers Down Under, or just the Rescuers.
I
Rescuers.
liked Down Under more, to be honest.
They were both good.
Ooh, All Dogs Go to Heaven. That made me cry.
All Dogs Go to Heaven. That one
That-
made me cry too.
Especially in retrospect, knowing that the actual voice actor for Charlie is now dead. Like, rewatching that again actually gave me some serious feels.
Who is the is it
That's Bandit.
No. The actor itself.
Yeah, Bandit.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, the guy who played Smokey, or Smokey and the Bandit. I'm pretty sure that was Charlie. Hang on, let me actually Google that because I want to be.
I like the
Burt
movie a
Reynolds.
lot.
That's who it was.
Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, he died, and
Yep.
that was really sad. And like when you watch the second one, though, it's not as good.
No, yeah.
Charlie Sheen did that one.
Oh god.
Sorry, Charlie.
Winning. Nope.
And by winning,
their TV show wasn't half bad. 3
You know-
seasons.
2.5 Men?
No,
Oh.
All Dogs Go to Heaven actually had a TV series.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
3 seasons.
I think I saw a few episodes here and there, but they were never on the TV timetable.
Oh, you can download them.
I'm sure. I'm definitely sure you can. But like growing up, since none of these services existed when we were all growing up, you literally had to catch the shows while they're being aired on TV. And some of these shows were on their last rerun cycle before, newer shows and older or slightly newer reruns were, making the rounds. Some shows you saw only just once.
anger management.
Anger Management. I'm not familiar with that one.
You got me started on the whole Charlie Sheen thing.
Oh,
2 seasons of it. It was such a good show. He actually got his own dad to be on the show with him.
So it didn't suck.
So it literally based it off of his experiences of going through anger management therapy.
With his dad.
No, just in general. So he became a therapist in this show. And he was a therapist. All these other people that were crazy. Denise Richards was on there for a couple episodes. His ex-wife.
Okay, so now that we are now transitioning from cartoons growing up to real life TV shows. Fresh Prince.
Jag.
Night Court.
Let's see. Home Improvement.
Oh wow, I still see reruns of that.
They still do reruns of
Yeah,
that?
there's
Oh,
a
wow.
channel, or at least the ones that we get. I remember that show so distinctively because of the neighbor.
Yeah.
You never saw his face.
Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, why do they never show his face?
Roseanne, the original.
Mm.
I remember Roseanne. I tuned into a few times. I didn't get it growing up. I tried watching Friends growing up. I didn't understand it. 5 years ago, I tried watching Friends again. I still didn't get it. But
Cheers.
Seinfeld. Cheers.
Oh wow, NCIS before it got
Happy
really
Days.
Happy Days. was
That
good.
80s show.
bad. 80s show? You mean that 70s show?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm that tired. Family Matters, Seinfeld, that one other show that I refuse to watch because it just
Bad.
I just don't understand it.
Different Strokes.
Different strokes.
What you talking about, Willis?
All that. All that?
And more?
Okay, so you both don't know what that is.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to blank here. I've been watching a lot of crime shows lately, except none of them are good. Like my favorite one, like The Strongest Contender now sucks. It's like there's no point in watching NCIS anymore.
Let's see.
Drake and Josh.
Oh yeah. The Amanda Show.
Well, oh yeah, I remember that.
The Amanda.
That one lady who was always trying to get Amanda's attention but never got it, and that was like the running joke for the entire show.
Yeah.
She's like, Amanda.
My name is
Amanda.
Penelope Taint.
Dun dun.
Law and Order.
The OG one, or are we talking about on over like the whole series in general?
Are you afraid of the dark?
Oh man,
Yes.
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps.
Dun, dun, dun,
Let's see.
dun.
What other live shows? I guess we could go a little bit further, but
Ooh.
this is based on the stuff that I was forced to watch as a young Hoosk. Because my dad had full control over the TV remote, and anytime I touch it, he'd slap my hand.
I got
So that would be the Dick Van Dyke Show, Taxi. You got
Full House.
MASH.
Oh, he watched a lot of
Hogan's
Nash.
Heroes.
Star Trek, the original series, but I like that one along with a lot of these. And Mary Tyler Moore, which is actually a really good show, and the Bob Newhart Show, which is also very good.
So good.
Ooh. So, sort of going back to the whole thing, I forgot about Goosebumps. Do you remember that puppet episode?
Goosebumps.
Nope. Well, I remember seeing the cover of it.
Yeah. So, fun fact:
all good shows.
The guy who played Anakin Skywalker in the 2 prequel films was actually that one kid in the first puppet episode.
Really?
Yeah, the one that got picked on. I was like, wow, that like just let that sink in for a moment. You realize that's Anakin Skywalker.
I mean,
as a child.
If you really think about it, Drake Bell was in an episode of Seinfeld being the guy who being the kid that took away, I forget whose high score on a arcade cabinet in some cafe. And there is a very, very young Drake Bell actually literally playing that's his very first on-scene appearance, as far as I'm aware, because he was like maybe 5 or 6 or something. This is 1994. And that was Drake Bell's first acting experience, being in front of the camera, being aired anywhere, TV, big screen, what have you. That was his very first time where he became an acting part of any acting show. So that's where Drake Bell actually began his career, was in a one-time episode of Seinfeld. And he happened to be that one kid that's like, my high score. And then Drake Bell's like, you mad.
Was it a pinball machine? Because then he was a pinball wizard.
Oh, goodness. I knew you. I figured the joke would come about like that. There's, I think, a show called Car 52, but I never really got into that one. But one show that I also grew up with my dad was the Andy Griffith Show.
Police Squad. Which later became the Naked Gun series.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, those movies. Stay out of a... Did you know that Family Guy actually based one of their earlier episodes off that intro for the first Naked Gun?
Yep.
Wow.
You remember where all the bad leaders were? And then what's his name again? I can't remember.
It was like Gorbachev.
Yeah, and they're all
he was
getting
like wiping his forehead, like, oh, I knew it.
Rest in peace, Leslie Nielsen.
Oh, yeah. Just want to let you know, we're all counting on you.
I like that one scene where he's just like walking around doing like a hopscotch of that one sidewalk game. I don't know what it's called. It's hopscotch. Yeah. And he's like going on the sidewalk and whatnot. I don't know where I am. Where the hell am I? And he realized he's on like outskirts of town.
Remember when his car was on fire? And he gets out of it and then it's driving off. He's like, he starts shooting at it.
Yeah, that's right.
Get the license plate in the car.
Oh no! So what had happened was,
and he realizes it was his car.
I think it was the airbags that had deployed, knocked the column shifter into drive, was rolling down a hill. Then he thought it was a car aimed to run him over. Stop, police! And then he just like shoots it. The trunk lid pops off. Like, did anybody get a plate number? Did anyone get a description of the guy's face? No? Come on here.
Or when he took the driver's ad car. Oh my God, that was my favorite scene. He's like, I forget what the driver instructor said.
Now, I want you to roll down your window, extend your left arm, and present the finger.
Extend your middle finger.
Extend your middle.
Oh, I did that once.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and I almost died.
Flipping somebody off.
Yeah, I flipped off a guy from Tennessee, which apparently people from the South take that very offensively.
Yeah.
So much so that this guy wanted to kill me.
Oh.
Yeah.
The worst part is that I literally had everything down to like descriptions except for his plate number. That happened a few weeks ago, actually.
Yeah, you have to be careful. Oh man, the 90s, the 80s were a great time for shows and movies.
I wish I grew up during those eras.
I mean, I grew up watching what my dad wanted to watch because my dad's born in 65. So he is watching still all the shows that he grew up watching in the late 60s into the late 80s. So then in the 90s, I was pretty much watching what he was technically watching.
I will say that the Star Trek movies, as the younger cast of Kirk and Spock, really good. Really, 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 really good.
I can't do it with my other hand.
Yeah, they had the perfect cast for those movies. If you're not going to end this, I'm going to bow out because
it is past. Oh wow, it's actually 8:21.
We should probably end it now.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we're going to be here forever, and I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah, I want to order some pizza and keep drinking.
Yeah.
So this actually, I think we actually touched base on quite a lot of fun subjects for a 1-year anniversary episode. To think that I've actually done this for a full year now on this day a year ago is absolutely amazing because it's not something I actually expected to keep doing, and I wasn't certain if I'd like it, and I actually very much like it.
You actually got pretty far in a year's time. Like, you're already up to live streaming now.
And episode 65.
Exactly. Which
means
not many can say that.
No, and we're not far from getting to episode 100 at this rate. Maybe by the end of the year, who knows?
What will you do for 100?
We'd all be shirtless.
Naked stream.
Naked stream?
No, that's too hot for YouTube.
No, you're right, Jeff. I would.
Dude, that might be it. Wait. Okay. All right, guys.
I will say before we go any further with that, I consider fursuiting occasionally for a few podcasts here and there.
If only I had one.
That'd be fun.
I'm still waiting to get mine commissioned.
We could be naked, but we have to censor ourselves. So then we'd have like a foam thing attached to our poodling.
He has wolves for penis.
And
he has wolves for hands and wolf head for penis.
That's
so he's
a
a literal
term
dickhead
of snooting someone in the crotch. And just like, oh, hey, I gotta get around, and then just have like this red bar going up. And then it just keeps going. Oh no! Wait a minute!
You just hear a big old flop on your desk. It's like,
or actually having a censor bar randomly go up in a conversation. It just keeps going up and up.
All you need is like a cutout black strip and having somebody like hand it, kind of like what they did in that Family Guy episode when the FCC took over. But yeah,
Hey, can you actually hold this? Oh, sure thing. No. Oh, damn it, no, it's supposed to be the red bar. It's like, oh, I've been looking for that, and just like, oh. He's excited. Wait. Oh, yeah. Oh. His was very, very quick. It got shy, and then
it's retractable. It's like a switchblade, only it's a switch dick.
A switch dick.
Swiss Army Man.
Swiss Army dick.
Swiss Army Man, Swiss Army dick.
Oh god, we need to do this again.
Yeah,
I think it's for 1 year episode. You know what? I'm pretty happy with this. We discussed quite a bit, a lot of fun subjects. We became nerds, and that's fun. And I'm kind of glad that Niles and Alpha was able to enjoy the conversation with us and discussing stuff of what was a really, really awesome time of movies and cartoons and just TV shows. Because you know what? There are a few good shows here and there, but The 80s and 90s just had a lot of great hits that just kept on going. So, good stuff.
Ooh.
Well, what's
before we log off, so I'm wearing a custom mask of my character. If anybody would like to get one like that, Lemon Brat does commissions. And
what is their website?
Lemonbrat.com. The same Lemon Brat that also makes fursuits, so that should make it easier. But yeah, they make really good masks. I'm actually relatively comfortable with this mask. It's far more breathable than the Amazon ones that I've been using.
Lemon Brat, Lemon Brat, Lemon Brat. Wow, saying that three times.
Right.
Lemonbrat.com. Be there, be there, be there. Oh yeah, the Banana Man won't be there, but be there for Lemon Brat. Get your stuff. .com. / not an actual
One
website.
other thing. Old commercials. Eagle Man.
Eagle Man.
Yep.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Some guy dressed up in an eagle suit. And he like squats down, and then they cut to these two girls, and they're like, he's like laying an egg, and they're like, look at those low rates.
Except guys don't lay eggs.
But we don't know he's a guy.
I know, but
Eagle Man.
But it's Eagle Man.
It didn't matter.
But they called him Eagle Man.
It didn't matter. It was Eagle Man.
I am Eagle Man. Watch me take a shit of an egg.
What if he's Eagle Man? He can't lay eggs.
He's a bird. He can do whatever he
That's
wants.
not how it works.
We need to ask a bird
We
friend
didn't
to see if
care.
this is.
It was the 80s. They played this during episodes of WCW wrestling, for God's sake. When Sting was not a dark character. He still wore his scorpion tights. Hey, Sting.
Well,
Yeah, we should
I-
probably end
I
it.
think this is time to end it. Order some pizza and then do more nerd talk later. But as far as this episode, I think we're gonna come to a conclusion on this one. I think it's been fun. I'm glad everyone's been able to enjoy it. 1 year in, probably gonna be many more to go. Hopefully, if I get at a convention or if MFF would like to make a live show there. Au revoir, mon ami. But yeah, hoping to maybe do a live show within this year if MFF does happen and if I can get paneling.
What about a
programming.
Quadifer?
I don't know. I think maybe
That's coming up too.
Waterford too. I don't know. I haven't thought too much about it because I don't want to piss off my job too much of wanting to ask too much time off.
Yeah, that's fair.
But they are requiring a lot out of me, and
Welcome to the workforce.
it's nothing new. It's just the 12, 13-hour days suck. And it eventually will burn you out, which with vacation time is great, but without any time off, no. But yes, I think this is a good time.
Yep.
Got anything else to say?
Nope.
No? Okay. Well, everyone, it has been a pleasure. And once again, this has been another episode of the Zooming House podcast. And once again, I'm your host, Dustin Husky.
I'm Credence Sourpuss.
And guest,
Wolf.
Thanks for tuning in today. I'm glad that you've been able to tune in during the live show, watch us in the future, put on your comments below, discuss all the things. And we'll chat with you next time. Again, listen to the Twitter on when I'm doing shows, and you'll be able to catch the next one live. So thanks, everyone. Have a good evening.
Wear your masks. Get vaccinated.
Yes, please wear a mask. Please get vaccinated. And hug something fuzzy, like a cat or a dog or a fursuit or a very, very fuzzy venom werewolf thing that you could just cuddle up in bed with.
Just hug a symbiote.
Hug a
A
symbiote.
symbiotic relationship.
Oh. All right. Thanks, everyone. Night.
Like,
Bye.
okay, sleep.